Ronald Veal has just scored for Arizona. They now have a 28-17 lead over Southern California in the third quarter. Weber State and Wyoming, the Lonesome Boys from Laramie, keep doing it. Dwight Driver, a 6-yard TD run, 105 yards rushing in the game. Clemson and North Carolina State, a late turnover, the key in the game. Tigers rebound. They're now 6-2 overall. LSU and Kentucky have now moved to halftime, 24-13. Harvey Williams now beginning to talk and play at the same time. That's good for Harv. Now, Mississippi State and Tulane, it is 17-14 at the half. The Green Wave looking for a win for Greg Davis, who has become a bit beleaguered as of late. Stay with us. We're going to take you to break by showing you a few more scores. VMI, a winner today over Western Virginia Tech. We'll be back.
Like me and my dad, you gotta have the right stuff. And when you're ready to hit the road, you gotta have these.
To get on and off the water, you have to cover a lot of ground.
Drive into one of 6 convenient Big Ten tire locations today and get Safari tires for an incredibly low $69.88.
How do you do that, Dad?
Well, it's easy when you get a good deal on a great tire.
Florida State University Homecoming Powwow 1990, featuring Bruce Hornsby and the Range, with special guest comedian Richard Jenny.
I was ready to meet some women, you know what I mean? I'm in there going, okay, I'm ready, bring on the sweaty chicks.
Friday, November 9th, 8 p.m. at Doak Campbell Stadium, including the crowning of the homecoming chief and princess, Bobby Bowden and the senior football players, and a special fireworks display. Tickets are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations. Charge your tickets by phone at 407-839-3900.
The spirit of Auburn lives on as one of its famous sons returns to campus. Bo Jackson spends valuable time in the classroom working toward a degree in family and child development to achieve his lifetime goal.
The value of a college education to me is something that I'll always have. I'll have for the rest of my life, and after I'm finished with the sports world, it's something that I can fall back on.
The World Series moving into inning number 3 now. Oakland still with the 1-0 lead. As we mentioned, Lansford with the RBI single driving in Harold Baines in the game. And remember, Baines is the DH, not Canseco, and he has been benched in this ballgame by Tony La Russa. Now, another football game to update you on. The Mean Green of North Texas now trailing McNeese State. The Cowboys just kicking a field goal in the fourth quarter. It is 16-14. Well, Lee, you remember a couple of weeks ago out at Auburn, we were talking about that halftime menu. I bet Ron and Gary loaded up on it. What do you think?
I bet you they did. You know, we have here, they eat all that roast beef and everything. We had cold pizza.
That's right. Well, that's the difference sometimes, our commissary versus theirs. Let's show you what the menu is at Jordan Hare today. Oh, marinated chicken breasts, wild rice, seasoned California medley, a few rolls, some tea, a little chocolate cake, and then, of course, if you're Franklin and you don't like that, it's Bon Appetit with hot dogs, cookies, and, of course, you get the Quick Kick Gatorade as well. All of that from David Housel tonight. Makes a big difference. Bon Appetit in the second half, gentlemen.
Tim, thanks so much. 17-7 our score here at halftime. And one thing that David Housel or Pat Dye neither wants to see, and that is Tiger on the menu so far. That has been it in the first 30 minutes. Just a moment ago, Kevin Kiley had a chance to talk with head coach Pat Dye.
Thank you very much, Ron. I'm down here on the sideline with Coach Pat Dye. Coach, the Tennessee game, at halftime you trailed. You said you had to pull the guys out of the dumps. What'd you tell them now?
The Tennessee game was a lot different than tonight. I thought in the Tennessee game, you know, we controlled the ball 20 minutes in the first half. Florida State dominated the second quarter of the ball game, and I mean, on both sides of the football, they kept the ball away from us on offense. We didn't ever stop them, and that defense, I don't know if we made a first down till right before the half, maybe.
What'd you tell the kid?
I guess it's not a lot. We can't, you can't change your game plan. I mean, it's obvious that we got to play harder and play better. To me, the big difference in Florida State's first half was when they put Weldon in their quarterback, and he made some nice plays for him. He scrambled a couple of times and kept them alive, but we didn't play very well defensively in the first half, or offensively either.
All right, have a good second half, Coach. All right, Ron, back to you.
Thanks, Kevin. The difference has been Casey Weldon, 70% passing in the first half.
7 for 10, but it's the other things he did. It was his ability to get out of the pocket and create some big plays that Brad Johnson can't do yet. I mean, look at little play action. That's the staple. Everything starts off of that. Then he avoids the rush, and he looks downfield, and that's what he does so well. Look at that nice throw right on the shoulder, and there it is, a big play. And that opened up the running game and everything else, able to throw the screen and really got the offense going.
The other thing that impressed me, Florida State, I think, has surprised Auburn tonight with their ability defensively, particularly against the run.
Well, their inability, Auburn's inability to run, to throw the ball effectively. Stan White at halftime was only 5-9, meant that Florida State could load up on the defense, and their front three was able to stop that running game and made it look stats like this at halftime. 17-7 the score. Look at that, 4 first downs, and as Pat Dye said, one of them was right at the end of the half when they were going 2 minutes and Florida State was back. Passing yards for Auburn, 24 yards, and total yards for the half, 226 yards for Florida State. That's just too much. Ron?
Thanks so much. And, of course, that figure in the passing, the fact that Auburn has been averaging 289 yards a ball game throwing. But you all know what happened 2 weeks ago here against Tennessee as far as a second half comeback. We'll see if it's in the cards tonight. Florida State holding to the momentum right now, but they'll get the football. Shannon Baker can't field that one, so Florida State will go from their 20-yard line, and now a flag has been thrown back downfield as several of the players continued to push and shove after the ball went into the end zone. Penalties in the first half. Personal foul against Florida State, so the Seminoles are going to start at the 10-yard line rather than the 20. That's 6 fouls against Florida State for a total of 52 yards in the ballgame. Auburn was penalized 4 times for 42 in the first half. Now, the thing that Weldon is going to have to deal with is right there, Gary. He is right, has behind him the student section and to his right, very close to it.
Field position always plays a big part, but when you're backed up next to the other team's crowd, I mean, there's no doubt that this is going to be a very important series.
10-point lead for the Seminoles, and the crowd trying to help out. Weldon has it complete just shy of the 30-yard line. Dawson.
Well, how do you handle 1st and 25? Just rip it out of your own end zone with a little play action fake and go one-on-one and just have a lot of confidence in a kid that you believe in, even though he's a backup. Nice fake, takes his time, and then he comes out, almost touches the goal line. And now watch him rip this throw in here. And Dawsey just plucks it out with 2 hands. Very, very good execution there.
For the Florida State fans wondering why that was not a first down, it was a post-play foul after it had gone into the end zone, so they had 1st and 20. And Lee hurdles the man at the line of scrimmage, tries to negotiate the corner, and Corey Barlow is holding on.
Very, very disappointing 2 plays right here for the Auburn defense. You know they wanted to come out at halftime. Here's Weldon again. Makes the deep handoff to Ampley. Little jump, little hurdle, and keep those knees going, those arms going, and keep looking for the outside and pick up the first down. Ampley is nice looking football player.
Leading rusher for Florida State, 335 yards and 70 carries coming into this one. Weldon high over the middle, overthrown as Dave Roberts was being converged on from 3 different directions.
Well, you can tell Bobby's got a lot of confidence in this kid now. First down again, they come out with the play action. Little deep double zone. He went to the tight end down the middle. He made the proper read and just threw it a little too far.
We saw that stat back in the first half of how much Florida State had been throwing on first down. And here he comes out in the second half and does it on both first down situations.
Well, they had a lot of success running the ball in the first down, too. Florida State just feels that they can dial anything right now, and they feel confident in it.
As a flag is down, is it my imagination, or did the blockers, who went the wrong direction?
Well, you got to say the guy, let's catch out the penalty right here from the referee, but you got to say the guy who has the ball went the right way, but I think the screen guys went the wrong way.
I called a screen, and all of a sudden I don't see any screen.
Well, I've heard of naked boots, but naked screens don't usually work very well in any league. Well, I tell you, there's some talking going on in the huddle. Ampley's going, men, right is to your right, left is, put some tape on your shoe or something, guys.
Holding, offense, 10 yards, repeat second down.
Well, they did two things. They held and they went the wrong way. Bad time right here. These guys right up here, they're going to come out here and look for the screen blocking. But the tailback, they'll take the fake and go out this way for the pass. It doesn't work very good when the blocking goes one way and the screen guy goes the other. They had a pretty good looking play if he'd have gone to the other side of it. I'm not saying he was wrong. I don't know.
Fake to reverse, and Lee breaks the first tackle, but will not get by James Willis. That's a loss of 5 more by Florida State. And it's going to be a third down, and they will need the 44.
Number 92, Sutton, is going to string out the play from the other side of the field. He does it. He plays off his blocker and throws him up. He's got 2 jobs right there, Ron. Turn the man inside and get rid of your blocker. He did both. Excellent. Wait for the pursuit.
Big third down for Florida State. They're going to go out close to the 45-yard line. Looking for Roberts, incomplete. Sophomore from Tampa to punt, and Auburn has the coverage on, and this is a beauty. Wasden from the 32. Great coverage by Florida State. That's LaVon Brown, who was downfield in the special teams to catch him from behind. 45 yards in the punt and 7 yards on the return. Auburn possessions.
Well, there's a lot there, but the important thing is the results. And out of that, they've only gotten 1 touchdown, that great 90-yard drive that they did in 9 plays. But it has been punt all night, and that is not good news.
The biggest job by Florida State was when Auburn had it at the 48 and still wound up punting the football. No points. That's complete to Victor Hall. Being pushed back, maybe a gain of about 4.
And guess who pushed him back? And you can always tell when Marvin Jones hits a guy, they fall backwards. I mean, this guy just explodes through his tackles, number 55.
And I'll tell you what, they've got a youngster behind him who's a true freshman out of Austin, Texas. Ken Alexander, 6'3", 240, and they're looking for him to be a great one.
And they like him, number 36, and they say he's starting to push All-American Kirk Carruthers. I mean, this is a competitive football team. They bring in good players every year.
White dialing up, and he can't get him. Greg Taylor was open and had beaten his man by about 4 yards.
Well, it doesn't get any better than that for a quarterback. The free safety bit on the crossing route. Stan even has to chuckle about it. You can't have it any nicer than that. Free safety bites, and Taylor just comes down and beats his man easy. Now the corner, it's not entirely his fault. He thinks he has a free safety in the middle of the field. Two things wrong here. Threw it too far, and he threw it too far to the outside. Stan, I mean, you just love to have those back. I mean, you look at the bench, you go, Pat Sullivan, my coach, I didn't mean to do it.
Blitz is coming up the middle. White's delivery incomplete at the 45. Cherry with parallel to the ground to try to bring it in. So Auburn got what they wanted just a moment ago. Good field position, and now unable to move it, and able to have to kick it back to Florida State. Richie Nell.
Did you see that right there? Pat Dye did something really good. He patted Stan on the White, said that's Stan White on the butt, and said that's all right. We got a lot of time left. We're going to have plenty more opportunities. Good job by Pat Dye.
Two covers putting on quite a show right now. Butler from the 10. That's a flag, and he'll be tackled at the 17. Dennis Wright was down on the special teams, and another flag has come in. That's 46 yards and 8 on the return. And I should mention, both of these coaches have been a little perplexed about their punting.
Right.
Right now, they're really thunderfooting it.
And for Auburn, he's having the best game anybody on the field so far for him. I mean, he's just butting the ball very, very well.
11:44 left in the third. Florida State by 10.
Call 1-800-I-GO-HOJO. Some may go less. Some may go more. If you're interested in a longer life, drive a Volvo.
So your little brother's joining us, huh?
He's not so little anymore.
All right, now let's move it! He's what, 19?
White setting, 540, F-14.
Jeff's landing planes?
4-gear lens set.
No. $40 million jets.
Today's Navy. High-tech training that takes you only one way. Full speed ahead.
Primary's off.
Good job, guys.
You and the Navy.
Jeff?
See? He's not so little anymore.
Full speed ahead.
ESPN's College Football Saturday, Florida State versus Auburn, is brought to you by Volvo, the car that's famous for its safety, durability, and longevity. And by the U.S. Navy. You and the Navy, full speed ahead. Just a part of the 85,214 on hand tonight to see this matchup, the second year of a 10-year contract between Florida State and Auburn University. Two-yard loss by James Willis. Pat Dye at Jordan-Hare Stadium has lost only 8 times. And if you remember what we said back in the opening, though, the last time that he lost the game here was against this same team from Tallahassee, Florida.
Those little mistakes that are really costing them in this football game again. They have a great situation. Florida State has their worst field position of the game to start a drive, and then they jump off sides.
Weldon again is having to deal with the student sections, which actually cup in that corner to his right and also behind him. I'm sure that he doesn't want to have to call an audible if he can keep them. great change of direction. Boy, he gets tagged by Eric Ramsey. But I believe he's going to have the first down. Yes, he is, out at the 18-yard line.
And here come the big boys in. Get a first down. They're going to put the #1 unit in. I mean, they keep everybody fresh, but you still like to have those starters in. Looking at Frank Stankunas right there, who's in for Dennis Wallace, who limped off early in the game. This is not really too bad for Auburn. I mean, he started 11 games last year at safety, and Wallace beat him out this year.
Screen, and this time the blockers are right there. Lee shoved out of bounds at the 37.
Well, I mean, this is a play we've been seeing. What's this, third or fourth time we've seen it tonight? Works a lot better when the linemen go to the same side as the back, I have to say. But Amp Lee just picks his way, follows the blockers, and just picks up those positive yards. Here it is, off the play action. Remember, they run that play a lot. Weldon works on it, retreats, and throws it. A little bit behind him this time, but he runs right by the block. But watch how he sets up the block right. Oh, is that nice? Uses his people down the field. That's great running, to use the people. Don't just plow through there, use them.
Gets banged very hard, knocked out of bounds across the way by Mike Campbell. And one of the few times that you'll see, or we have seen tonight, Florida State in split backs rather than I formation.
Split backs, and then what they run is a little sweep action to the weak side, but they like to run the short side of the field. They want to do it even if it doesn't pick up a lot of yards so they can throw out of it occasionally. They don't want it just a formation where it's just all pass.
Bobby Bowden, things didn't look so good for his ball club early, but they have really grabbed the momentum.
Here they go, split backs again, and now they can throw and run. They got it in their mind.
Weldon gets it away to Bennett. Flags go down, and that's going to be a clip on the play. We have a third flag that has come into the pile as Barlow was there defensively.
Nice job by Casey Weldon here. Nobody open. Again, Dawsey is a very aggressive player. He goes down, runs his pattern, but he comes back, and he comes back aggressively, and he's going to lay one on right here. And it was close, but he did not get his body in front of him. They're going to throw. Everybody throws a flag on that. That's an easy call. The refs like to grab into the pocket right there. Yep, I got my flag on the ground on that one. There's the ones that everybody likes to throw on.
He's going to push it back to the 26-yard line. 9 minutes, 49 seconds left, third period. 17-7 Florida State. And now what the Seminoles are going to have to do, they got to push it out to the 47-yard line to pick up the first down.
They're also, even though they're not having great success moving down and putting any points on the board so far, they are eating up some time on the clock. You know, when Auburn came back against Tennessee, they put points on the board right away. This time they've not gotten their hands on the ball.
To Baker, and he cannot hold on at the 43. Corey Barlow really put the lumber to it.
You're right. Corey Barlow did come back on that play and lay it on him. You know, when the guy catches the ball, you have to hit him aggressively. One of the problems with throwing the ball is they don't promise that they won't hit you. Fernando Horn this time gets him and throws him to the ground. You'll take that. That wasn't vicious as it can get, but Horn hustling all the way. You'll remember that as a quarterback as the game goes on.
On the spot, and you can see that Amp Lee lost yardage in the play, and Auburn stands to get good field position. Wimberly, let's see if he can duplicate what he did last time out, which was 45, and he may better it. All the way back to the 28. Shane will take it across the 35 and close to the 40. Keith Jones on the special teams. Florida State leading by 10.
The Turbo Wagon by Volvo. Think of it as a sports car with extra pickup.
Call 1-800-I-GO-HOJO.
Sony unleashes V, a brilliant new videotape that draws more color and music out of everything it touches. New Sony V.
Franklin, Gary Danielson, and Kevin Kiley from Auburn, Alabama. Third period, 8:44 left to play, and the Seminoles leading by 10. White has a man open, and he overthrows Wasden, who took a shot, and now the flag comes down. Wasden took a shot to the head.
Well, there's no doubt he caught one here right in the face. Uncalled for.
Dead ball foul, personal foul called against Florida State.
Number 44, John Weish, the backup strong safety, is going to take this shot on him. The ball is thrown high. He obviously does not have it, and he doesn't let up a bit. Puts his helmet right in his face right there.
I think that's the reason for the immediate flag was the top of the headgear, catching him, well, any place for that matter, but particularly a head-to-head blow. Let's go to Kevin Kiley down on the sideline.
Ron, the Auburn defense is playing better, but the offense after the last series came over to the sideline. They feel they can beat Florida State. They have a tremendous amount of confidence. All they think they need to do is execute better, hold their blocks, and play the offense. They're ready to go. Back up to you.
White's going to air it out on this one. Looking for Taylor. Incomplete. And what the crowd got upset about is he was looking over his left shoulder and then had to reverse, look over the other, and they got tangled up.
Well, Terrell Buckley did a nice job of taking Taylor out of his pattern. He gets beat. Now watch him just nonchalantly just kind of run into him. I'm sorry, that's interference because he was trying to come back and get to the ball. There was an opportunity to catch that ball, and Buckley did a nice job by just throwing him off balance a little bit.
I misunderstood you. Did you think there was interference or not?
I think there was interference on that play. It's a good job by Buckley, but it's still interference. You have to take the chance when you're beat.
White, 6 of 14, 28 yards in the ballgame. Darrell Williams. And that's the first carry for him tonight, and I was beginning to wonder when we were going to see the guy they call Electron, because he is a little bit quicker than either Joseph or Danley.
One back offense, one of the favorite plays everybody likes to run is the counter gap. They're going to bring these two guys right here. He's going to take a step and come back. The old Washington Redskin made famous play right here, and everyone in college football is running it. There it goes. The two big guys honk up in there, and look at that nice big yardage he gets to run on.
This time Darrell Williams ran into his blocker, Tony Richardson, and let's go up to Tim Brando for an update.
All right, all the way up here to Connecticut. You're right, Ron. 24-20. LSU right now has the lead. Brad Smith just scored on a 1-yard touchdown run. That game in the third quarter. The boys from the Bluegrass making a comeback against Mike Archer's Tigers. Let's get back to Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Timmy, our situation is just under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Florida State leading by 10, and Auburn trying to grab some momentum back. 15-yard penalty just a moment ago did not help the Seminole situation after a very nice stop in the first series.
I think what Kevin said is right, though, Ron. I mean, there's nothing magical that Florida State, as you can see, they're just a little bit short. Closer than that. It wasn't that far. But there's nothing magical Florida State is doing, playing sound defense. Auburn offense doesn't seem to be hitting on all the cylinders yet.
Well, case in point, just a moment ago, is Williams ran into Richardson, his blocker, rather than being able to turn it out. Fourth down, they're going for it. The crowd will tell you. Tony Richardson.
Tony Richardson, the true freshman fullback, bounces outside right here from the opposite side of the field. Gets it to him deep. He hits up in there and then bounces. Keep working. Keep working. You got to get across that line. You got to have it. This drive, they need a first down horribly bad.
Richardson now 4 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. White gets blitzed as he throws it, and it is intercepted by Florida State's Leon Fowler.
Had a lot of time on this, and he again tried to go too deep, but he gets hammered here, and he doesn't get to follow through. Henry Ostanuski puts it on him and drives him into the ground. Number 74, the ball flutters, and there it is. The interception. The only good thing about this is it ended up on the 2 or 3 yard line.
Florida State gets the takeaway deep in their own territory.
You can smell the bread baking in every Subway store. Just follow your nose.
If you're in business, you need advanced business systems because we offer you options, lease or buy, copiers, fax machines, and mailing systems. And who else guarantees 2-hour service from the time you call? Options, another reason to call Advanced Business Systems.
It's the new 1991 Acura Integra introductory sale. The 91s have arrived at Acura of Tallahassee. Right now, you can purchase a 1991 Integra RS at $19.90 prices, only $11,950. Come in today and save.
The stakes are high when top candidates roll for Bowler of the Year honor. The Lady Ebonite Classic, Thursday night at 10 Eastern on ESPN. Mark Martin is closing in on the Winston Cup Championship, but Dale Earnhardt is right behind him in the points battle. They fight for the checkered flag at the AC Delco 500, Sunday night at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
17-7 Florida State following that interception.
Well, with Bobby's reputation, this ball may go anywhere on the field here.
You may be right. Shannon Baker's in the ball game. He won the state sprint championship a couple of years ago. But they go straight ahead with the run to Edgar Bennett. It'll be very short yardage as he tries the right side. Walter Tate, big number 76, along with David Rocker, there to collapse on him.
The Auburn defense has done their part this half. I mean, they have not allowed Florida State past midfield. They've had great field position, I grant you there, but they have not given up the big play. It's just the Auburn offense just has not been executing at all.
to lead 2 yards, maybe 3. That's Larry Young, who smelled it out nicely.
Not too many times you're going to see a screen from your own end zone like that, but it's almost beginning to be like student body right for Florida State tonight. I mean, we've seen that play at least 6 times, and it's been positive yards all but the time that the line went the wrong way.
So the ball at the 6-yard line, and if Florida State wants to keep this drive going, they've got to move out to the 13.
Well, they don't want a turnover. They want to be careful with this ball. I'd see look for some type of a pick pass, maybe to go back in the flat.
Quick over the middle to Roberts, his tight end. That's going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards. Corey Barlow was there immediately.
Well, they dropped back nice. They had good protection. The route was good. The throw was good. Only one problem. The tight end didn't go deep enough. You do everything right, and you have to punt the ball. That's not good execution.
Rather than Shane Wasden, number 20, Herbert Casey, has dropped off as the single safety. Now, he's the one that had the good return against Tennessee to get things going. But this is a marvelous punt, all the way to the 34. Marvin Jones and the special teams, along with Sterling Palmer. And let's go to Kevin Kiley.
Normally, Shane Wasden would be returning that punt, but he was injured a couple of series ago. He got his bell rung. I spoke with the doctor. They don't know whether the starting receiver and kick returner, punt returner for Auburn will be back in the game. He's still a little bit woozy back upstairs.
Thanks, Kev. Here's a look at Shane Wasden on the sideline, who took that shot over the middle. Darrell Williams, Lectron goes straight ahead, and very short yardage is Todd McIntosh, who's down at the bottom of the stack. Lectron is a sophomore from Pritchard, Alabama, 5'9", 198. Has 232 yards in their earlier ball games on 60 carries, but as I mentioned, he didn't carry it back in the first half. Turns the corner, and he can burn it down to the 34.
The Electron lights it up a little bit for him. He played as a true freshman last year, just a sophomore, 5'9", 200 pounds, and he gives him a great change of pace out of the backfield. Coach Larry Blakely said he'd like to play him a little bit more, but he has to work on his blocking in the passes and catching the ball. But when he has the ball in his hands, is a threat and a real good offensive weapon. It's when he doesn't have the ball is the problem.
It's the longest run of the game from scrimmage. White leaves 2 backs in the block. Pass well of a throw. That's Greg Taylor was the man he wanted.
Well, Stan called an audible there, Ron, and he was confused. He called the wrong audible. It was a quick out to both people. The zone rotated it up. He only had 2 guys out for a pass, and there was no one to throw the ball to. You know, when you give a guy the room, the audible at the line of scrimmage, you have to live with some mistakes. I mean, he is still just a true freshman, and he's going to hit a couple of those down the line as long as you don't coach him a little bit too much.
Playing as a freshman, they had him around last year in a redshirt season.
Freshman, I'm sorry.
But still, as far as playing experience, he's exactly right. Draw play to Williams. Kirk Carruthers held on for dear life and saved big yardage. Tim Brando.
Ron, after a touchdown pass from Marinovich to Gary Wellman, USC goes for 2 to get to within 7, trailing 35-26. Watch the chicanery. Marinovich making it appear as if he's calling an audible. Then they snap it back to the backup quarterback, Shane Foley. His pass is incomplete in the end zone, 35-26. Arizona by 9, only 2.5 minutes left. Pac-10 is wacky.
Well, it's 2 weeks in a row, Tim, that SC's been drawing him on the ground. Huh? Option play in the 3rd and 5, and Williams will have the first down. He gets belted down hard by DeAndre Clark.
pitching play. Stan comes out, quick pitch. It was a pitch all the way. But watch a nice cutback right here, right? Boop, give the fake and cut back. Very nice. Little hold on Kirk Crothers on the left side of your screen, but whoa. Tillman here is going to come out and push it, put one right on Marvin Jones, spins around. Look at, he still spins and has the presence to get his arm out there. Good job by Marvin Jones, even though he does get blocked.
Williams hit in the backfield and knocked down for a loss by Howard Dinkins. Howard has played well this year, but tonight has been playing as kind of a backup as some of his teammates have been there ahead of him.
We haven't heard his name a lot. You're right so far. Right then again, a little stumble. I mean, it's Auburn causing a lot of their own problems themselves. He catches it, he stumbles, and then, of course, all the timing is thrown up all to the wall.
Williams comes out. James Joseph checks in. It is a second down for the Tigers at about 13. Herbert Casey was the closest guy to it. You have to say he was the intended receiver. Larry Blakely, the gentleman bobbing in and out of your picture.
Without the hat is Larry right there.
They call it offense by committee at Auburn. With Pat Sullivan, this gentleman, and also Pat Kyle.
The play was good. It was a good throw. He just threw it high again.
It is third down. They need the 13-yard line. White over the middle, complete to Joseph at the 20, and he will be short of the first down by about 7 yards.
All right, a lot of people say, why throw the ball like that when you can't get a first down? They're thinking field goal right here. Remember, they're only down by 10 points. They put it in the middle of the field. They got enough to feel comfortable kicking the field goal. That's only his second
completion of the second half. 2 of 9 for a total of 9 yards. And 1 interception. That one made down at the 3-yard line by Fowler. Von Weil to attempt the field goal. He's 6 of 10. His longest is 48, and this is an attempt of 37. He splits it. Regular season coverage of the National Football League kicks off Sunday, November the 11th. That's when 4-time Super Bowl champion San Francisco takes on the Dallas Cowboys. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann will be there with all the action, 8 o'clock Eastern Time on November the 11th. Ron Franklin, Gary Danielson, and Kevin Kiley here in Auburn, Alabama, at a house that, well, with the exception of the second quarter when Florida State took them out of the ballgame, and those people are standing up on the walkways. I guess they didn't like the seat that they had at the end zone or what have you, but 85,214, that's capacity. And, well, if you're going to bring anybody else in, bring your own shoehorn. Baker watches this one go into the end zone, and Florida State will take it at the 20-yard line. 8 plays, 35 yards on the field goal by John Von Weil. Jim Von Weil, I beg your pardon. 37-yarder is good, and it's 17-10.
Again, that 3rd and 13 call, I like that call right there. The chances of picking up the first down weren't great, so you put it in position to take 3 points. It's going to be a big 3 points. And, man, I hope we don't get down to this tie game again here, because they got these cards and everything. I don't understand these 2-point things.
Average gain in first down. Florida State, 5.4. For Auburn, 2.5. Short drop complete to Doss. He breaks off the tackle, and he will have the first down and move the sticks out over the 30. Dennis Wallace.
We talked about how important it is to make the tackle on these short passes. Here it is, little 5-6 yard quick out. The ball's a little bit high. Look at that, how he's just reacts to these plays and turns upfield. I love this guy after he gets the ball.
Senior from Dothan, Alabama. across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and it's Willis who was chasing it. And that is very close to another Florida State first down.
You know, that doesn't look like much, but those guys he's running against out there are some great athletes. And he's got 4.6 speed, and that's what makes that possible. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks look good running the ball, but put him out there with all the great athletes that Auburn has, you look a little slow. Weldon looks right at home out there.
Besides all the noise from the crowd, we have a battle of the bands tonight. One plays, and then here comes the other.
Well, Florida State's an experienced band. They play all year long, so this is nothing new. Now, the Auburn band, they're just learning as the game goes on. Sometimes they even play after the snap.
Edgar Bennett brings it back in the other direction, close to the 50, as Corey Barlow will push him out of bounds. And all of you band enthusiasts who take exception, right, Gary, please. I didn't say the Auburn band was inexperienced.
Well, they don't know how to play quite as well during the game. This Florida State band for years played well.
17-10, Florida State on top as we have less than a minute in this third quarter. Big drive for the Seminoles after Auburn comes down against the field goal to cut it to 7. Weldon drills it to Baker, and that's enough for the Florida State first down. The sophomore from Lakeland is tackled by Corey Barlow.
Again, Baker goes just beyond the first down line. Weldon puts it right there. Good timing. They're in sync tonight with this passing game. There's no doubt about it.
Matt Fryer, freshman from Live Oak, Florida, comes in replacing Shannon Baker.
Fryer has been starting so far this year, the freshman, and Baker got the call tonight. It's Oakland. They have a lot of confidence in both players.
One, and that's it. Ricky Sutton was the first man to come across and make contact. And that probably is the last play of the third period. Florida State certainly doesn't want to rush it up and try to run a play. And that'll do it as we're about to head to the final 15 minutes of action with the Seminoles leading by 7.
Only Sears Brand Central has all the name brand electronics you want, like this LXI 2-Lux camcorder. Includes light attachment and telephoto lens. Only $799.95 at Sears Brand Central nationwide.
We're getting ready for a wild and exciting evening out here as he brings it to the line.
Apparently, not everyone appreciates the strength of a Volvo.
I burn with desire each time my heart fans the fire to that old flame that burns inside of me. There's nobody in his right mind would have left her. Even my heart was small.
The music of George Strait, brought to you by Bud Light.
Call 1-800-I-GO-HOJO.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best
best to preserve the wildlife. Because street hikers don't just walk, they hike.
Fresh shoes, Joe.